Artificial intelligence in India moving beyond big cities and boardrooms, finding its way into villages and underserved communities. From expanding access to credit for small businesses to empowering village leaders with real-time information, AI is reshaping access and opportunity. For CNA, Rebecca Bundhun spoke with one of India's leading industrialists, Ajay Piramal, on how the technology is driving inclusion and the risks that remain.
So we are in the lending business, and AI is no longer a periphery to our business. It is actually the core of our business, whether it is in estimating, underwriting risk, whether it is in terms of collections. And in every area today, AI is playing a significant role. The innovations are there really in, it is the first time when you're seeing that people who did not have access to loans, whether it was the MSMEs, whether it was the low-income housing people, that's where we're using to do underwriting. We're using for them to assess, to do the risk assessment.
What do you see as the biggest risks and challenges when it comes to AI?
I look at it as an advantage for a country like India, where even now a large proportion of the people do not have access to formal loans from banking institutions or financial institutions, because they were not being able to people were not being able to reach to them. They were not being able to assess the risk. I feel that this will open up the market more, therefore growth would be there.
So do you think AI can help to address some of the inequalities that we see in India?
I think so too, yes. In that sense, yes, in terms of availability of the finance, which is the key thing for growth. But as far as the inequalities are concerned, that's another thing which our own foundation, we have a Piramal Foundation, which is a all India organization. Though we are today the fourth largest economy, there are some parts which have not been developed. The per capita income of people in certain parts of India, particularly parts of eastern India and the rest of the country, is about 2.2 times. 2.2 times higher in the rest of the country compared to the east. And with AI, people who have skill, people who have more education will get higher jobs, better paying jobs, but these people could be left behind. So to address that social inequality is we are now focusing as our foundation to create an alliance of many philanthropists so that we can work together to uplift these people.
And are you very actively using AI in your foundation to address these gaps?
Yes, in fact, we've used, we are using AI. You know, in a democracy, the first form of a democratic institution is what is called the panchayat since you know a fair amount in India is in the villages. And these panchayats, the head of the panchayat is a sarpanch. In any village or any group of villages, there are more than 100 odd schemes which are available from the government. But it is very difficult for either the sarpanch to know it or even the person who is from the government official supervising them to know it. So we've now created a new AI-based app called Sachivji, which is really, Sachiv is secretary, where if a sarpanch has a question, he can just ask this AI bot and he will get an answer. So I think this is now getting a lot of momentum. It'll take time for it to go much larger all over the country, but we have 1.4 billion people, but it can be a big, big benefit.